Life can change in an instant. For many wheelchair users, the struggle to push forward is a daily challenge.
After years of development and countless prototypes, we created Rib Grips, the revolutionary wheelchair hand rim covers with built-in ribs for ultimate grip and comfort.
No more slick surfaces, no more heat burns, just pure, reliable grip. Rib Grips, empowering you to push forward with ease. Rib Grips, get a grip on your freedom. Discover the difference. Visit ribgrips.com and use promo code GRIP today. You just found the perfect product that helps with staying cool during hot summer runs. No more gross warm water. Stay cool with this product from Gear Handle. This hydration tube cover helps keep your water cool and easily accessible. Stay hydrated during those long summer runs or even delay from freezing in the winter. Plus, they're compatible with various brands of water bladders and come in various colors. Visit gearhandle.com and use promo code H2O today.
Hey everyone, you're listening to The Public Affair with me, Andrew G. I see someone different every episode, but do me a favor, keep it between us. Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Andrew G, and welcome to another exciting episode of The Public Affair. I just want to use this opportunity to thank you guys again so much for all your love and support of the show. To Waco, everybody, thank you guys so much for all the likes, shares, subscribes, everything. You guys continue to ride so hard for the show, and I truly, truly, truly appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Before we get started with my very, very exciting guest on this episode, I definitely want to use this opportunity to give a shout out to just a few of our sponsors of this episode of The Public Affair. This episode is brought to you by Four Brothers Construction with my boy Joe Olvera. He provides custom home designs and renovations. He also focuses on roofing, remodeling, plumbing, tree removal, electrical work, and so much more. Joe and his entire team of delicious snacks are building affordable dream homes for you. Make sure you call them on the number on the screen. Joe Olvera, thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Fair and all your longtime support. Of course, to Frank Biza with B&J Refinishing. He focuses on resurfacing bathtubs, counters, sinks, tiles, and more to original showroom quality. Offers 5-year warranty on most work and has the best prices in town. He also rents inflatables, a mechanical bull, margarita machines, tables, chairs, a foam machine, and so much more, making all your parties super lady kitty girl. He is the business true hustler in town. Frank Biza, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, to my boy Marcos Cordero with Midway Nutrition, located at 511 North Hewitt Drive. He offers meal replacement shakes with tons of different flavors and delicious teas. My favorites are the Honey Nut Cheerios, the Gladiator, and the Cherry Berry Teas. So good, girl. You got to try it out. Head over there for a delicious meal replacement. To my boy Marcos Cordero with Midway Nutrition, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, to my boy David Santabanez with Alinea Real Estate, the #1 sales agent in his office. He'll help you buy a home or sell your property. Make sure you follow him on Facebook at David with Alinea or call the number on the screen, darling, for all your real estate needs. One of the best realtors in town. Such a pleasure to work with, David. Thank you so much for all your longtime support, bro. You are the best. To Pee-wee's Crab Cakes on the go in Hewitt, Texas with my girl Nika Armstrong, serving the most authentic Cajun cuisine with a wide selection of signature crab cakes, pasta, seafood, and more. My favorite is the black and chicken seafood pasta, but her top recommended is the Southern Fried Catfish Special, served with seafood pasta, potato salad, and 6 fried shrimp. The fish is topped with Houdat sauce, and I'm not going to tell you what it is because you got to head over to 108 Jim Drive in Hewitt or order online at orderpeeweescrabcakesonthego.com. To Anika Armstrong, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair, girl. You are the GOAT. Ooh, of course, to Oso's Barbecue with Oso and Juanita Garza. They specialize in smoked brisket, ribs, chicken, links, and more. Oh, delicious. Their sides include Juana's famous potato salad and a side salad and beans. Hit them up for open events such as quinces, weddings, divorce parties, and more. Just no hooker parties because they don't want to get onto all that, okay? They're not trying to get arrested, girl. Make sure you book your catering with the number on the screen. To Oso's Barbecue with Oso and Juanita Garza. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And of course, to M&G Painting with Martin Rodriguez, specializing in residential painting, both interior and exterior. He also specializes in restaining hardwood floors and fences. Hit him up for all your painting needs. And his episode is out now, so make sure you guys go check it out. Call the number on the screen and follow on social media at M&G Painting. Thank you so much, Martin Rodriguez, for all your sponsorship with M&G Painting. Truly, truly appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So like I said, I have been really, really excited for you all to see this new episode of The Public Affair with somebody who I have been wanting to interview for a very long time. You know, I think a lot of us have this list of celebrities that we are dying to meet in our lifetime. And I have to say, Adassa, the princess of reggaeton, is definitely one of those people. You know, she was in town for the Comic-Con. We got to see each other. We've only spoken briefly through social media and kept up with each other that way. And when she saw me, she embraced me like we had known each other for 20 years and we hadn't seen each other in that long. She didn't have a lot of time to come do the show, but the fact that she took the little time that she did to come on truly meant the world to me. When I was living in Miami is when I discovered Adassa. And I listened to her, of course, when I was in high school as well. And I instantly became obsessed with her infectious voice and her octave levels and everything. And now to see that she's on a hit Disney movie like Encanto truly makes me happy for her. I am so elated. I'm humbled. I'm honored at the fact that she took the little bit of time that she had in between gigs, if you will, to come on and do this show for me. Adassa, I really, really appreciate you so much. You guys know her as Dolores from the hit Disney movie Encanto. I've been knowing her as the princess of reggaeton. I am completely honored to have this as my first celebrity interview. And Adassa, thank you again so much for coming on to this show and to my show and talking to me. To everybody, I hope you guys really, really enjoyed this episode. She really came in. We got right into it, and you guys are going to have a good time watching it. Again, thank you all for your love and support. Thank you, Adassa, for coming on to The Public Affair, and I hope you guys enjoy this one. Allison, I'm going to start crying, girl.
Allison. Keep the mic on, please.
Okay, she's just as shook as you. No, honestly. And so I used to actually teach one of my friends, Amanda, that song La Manera because she wanted to learn how to speak Spanish. And so we would do the chorus over and over. But no, it's just such an honor, honestly, for you to even take the time to be on my show. So let's just dive right into it. So it's like you said, we met when I started, slitting your DMs like most fans do. They tag their favorite artist, this and that. You and your husband were very receptive to me. Shout out to Gabriel.
Yes, Gabriel. Yes. I love you, baby boo.
Yes, he's out there. And, you guys were very receptive to me and my career. You guys used to sent me the single Tu Traición, which is another one of my jams. And, it's just, I've been a huge fan, like I said, for many years. Everybody knows you right now because Encanto is huge. I actually just watched it literally right before this interview because I had to, do my notes and stuff. And so, but I've been following you since your early career in music, and I really want to talk about that. So can you talk a little bit about like your early music career, like with Kama Sutra, that was your debut single, is that correct and all that?
Yes. So I have been doing music for over 20 years. And the first time that I got signed to a major label was with Universal Latino.
Oh, okay.
And they took a chance on me because one, I'm Afro-Latina, and it was not as cool and as in as it is now, no. Okay, you guys? I was the second person to ever get signed to a major record label after Celia Cruz.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So to have a major label like Universal, and the one who signed me was Waltelcom, which is Maluma's manager.
Oh.
Small world. Turn it all around. And Mariano,
yes,
of course, who is the heartthrob of Encanto.
Él es colombiano, ¿no?
Él es colombiano.
Yeah, okay.
So, but when I was doing reggaeton, it was not as in like now. I was like, okay, I'm not Puerto Rican, but I love reggaeton. I grew up between Houston, Texas. Shout out H-Town. I was born in Florida, but then I was also raised in the Virgin Islands. So I had St. Croix blood of hearing all that reggaeton and growing with that. And at the same time, I have the hip hop and everything that you get from Texas. And of course, a lot of that rap. And then from Miami, I have the tropical. And so I can't deny that I have all of that. And so I proposed, and my husband and I sat down with them. We're like, look, we want to do a bilingual album and we want to have reggaeton, but we also want to have some pop and we also want to have some bachata. And they were behind it. And I will be forever grateful for them to, taking that risk on me. And then I got to travel the world and do things with Daddy Yankee and Luis Fonsi, y Juanes. And, we also had the song with Pitbull, obviously, Kama Sutra with Pitbull. And then I worked, as my career went on, with Snoop and also with Flo Rida.
Yeah, you've worked with a number of artists, honestly, and your musical career just touches all bases and genres, honestly.
I love it.
I was like years old when I found out that you made a remix to Nada Para Siempre by Luis Fonsi. Because everybody liked Luis Fonsi when Despacito came out, but I remember Luis Fonsi when Nada Para Siempre came out.
Exactly.
You remember Mundos?
Yes. I was on Mundos all the time.
Girl, she stayed on Mundos.
I did. Even the show with Pitbull that he had on Mundos too.
I remember. Oh wow,
man, that was
so
a fun
chilling.
one.
Yes.
I know.
I just remember watching I lived in Miami for a while.
Oh,
yeah, for like 6 months, but I was very antisocial, contrary to belief.
And
I just remember.
How is that possible?
Okay,
Andrew,
nobody believes me. Nobody believes me, and I'm being dead serious. I used to sit in the room all day in the dark, and I would watch Mundos. And I remember seeing you on there. I remember seeing you on 18 and Over. La Manera was always on there. All your songs, and so I guess the inspiration behind all the genres that you've had in your albums and your first 2 studio albums, would you say a lot of that was like inspired by your environment and all that? Or?
Absolutely. Okay. I think that we're all influenced by the environment that we're exposed to, and because I was exposed to many environments, that's what makes my music rich. And I can't deny one side or the other. And that was the beauty of working with Lin-Manuel Miranda, because he, like I am, he is that first generation here in the United States. So he grew up in New York having all those Latino influences from his father, but at the same time being able to understand like the American side. You know?
For sure.
So when he writes so appropriately for our generation, where you can feel un montuno exactly like it's supposed to be, and then he flips it around and he breaks it down to like this rap style, and you can get it, and people of all ages can really gravitate towards his music. And that's what I have been, because I am from Colombian parents. Both my family, my parents are Colombian, so all family from both sides. My mom always says, nosotros somos colombianos desde que Colombia era Colombia. Like, we've been in Colombia since Colombia was Colombia. That's all they always say. And so my mom is from Barranquilla, my dad from Cartagena.
Oh, okay.
And so my music is influenced not just by the roots of being Colombian, but by all of the things they exposed me to by being missionary doctors and moving to so many places.
Right.
And so I can't deny one side or the other. And I love to explore music, because to me, music it's like an instrument.
Yes.
So you can say, well, you can only play the flute using one note. You cannot. You have so many notes to play. How can I be completely held to just one genre? I can't. Even right now, I released a song and it's in this new style of Tejano. We call it Tejano Internacional.
Okay.
It's called Ni Un Beso, and that's what I'm doing now, and I love it. And it's fun because I'm mixing my Colombian roots with a little bit of Texas.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And in your first 2 albums, you obviously worked with a number of different artists, and especially artists back in the day that were so huge.
My goodness.
One of my favorite songs from your second album, Adassa, is Suéltate with Rakim Kenwine.
Suéltate.
Hey.
Oh my goodness,
God, I love that song. Was there ever an artist that you haven't gotten to work with just yet?
Just yet.
Yeah.
Oh my. Well, I would say Missy Elliott. Well, I did.
Oh,
the Sierra Missy Elliott song. Oh my goodness.
We got to look that one up. Shame on the internet team.
I did the remix of 1-2 Step with Sierra and Missy Elliott.
Okay.
And it was so much fun. And then I went on tour in Japan, and I opened the show for Sierra.
Okay.
Which, let me tell you, she is beautiful.
Is she? Yeah.
Oh my goodness, she's so beautiful. She's statuesque and amazing, and she has a smile that can light up a room, and she has moves. and we were talking backstage, Sierra and I, and she was like, I can't buy anything, nothing's my size, and I'm like, everything's my size. I love it here in Japan. I finally don't have to hem my pants.
For sure, yeah. And then we were just saying, when I was just telling you that your albums really do touch different genres in music, which is what I love listening to the Adassa album for, because it'll go from like this really, really hard reggaeton song, and then we got the We Belong Together by Mariah.
We Belong Together.
Yes, she did a remake of We Belong Together on her second album, and it's more of a bachata. What inspired that?
I have a lot of love and respect for Dominican Republic, and being an island so close to Puerto Rico, which is close to Santa Cruz, I was exposed to so much, bachata, and the rhythm is so sensual.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? The dance is so beautiful. But then I wanted to mix it, obviously, with my American roots, and then I thought, man, it would be so cool.
Right.
Like if Mariah Carey sang a bachata, and I'm like, well, why don't we do it? And then the label was like, we're fully behind you.
Oh, really?
That's the greatest thing about, Universal Latino, that they always really went along with.
Yeah, it's got to be hard to clear a song like that too, especially because it was as big as it was that time. I
didn't understand, now being years into the business, I understand that they went through a lot of red tape,
right,
jumped some serious hurdles to get it done. So I'm grateful, and it was an amazing experience.
Yeah. Was there ever a song that they were like, because I get to learn a little bit about the music business by the local artists here in town. I had a Latin singer in town on the call. His name is Richie. I'm gonna send you his link.
Oh, nice.
Oh, he's so great. He was on this show. Yes, but I wonder if there's always some times when like those big label execs try to get you to do a song that you just don't want to do. Were you ever in a situation like that?
No.
Okay.
Honestly, I've had, what it is I guess it's because I'm so open to music that unless it's something either extremely explicit, which I don't do explicit music.
Right.
I mean, you heard Kama Sutra, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what it's about. We're not talking. Okay, I push my line of sensuality, but I don't like to get into where it just becomes like porn.
Oh, okay,
like,
yeah.
And so I don't do it. Like, super vulgar stuff, I don't.
Right.
And they never did.
Okay.
So then we were all on good terms. And they were like, hey, we want you to do this salsa influence thing. Great, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I was always open. And so, and whenever there was an artist, like, you were mentioning Rakimi Kenway, to be able to do collaborations, I was always game. And then they were so cool. I remember with Rakimi Kenway, though, that Suéltate. Let me tell you the story about that.
Please do, because that's my jam.
Okay, so they flew me to Puerto Rico to work on Suéltate.
Yeah.
And I get there, and I'm very much a person that likes to get the job done. And then they were like, okay, we're going to record. But everybody's sleeping right now. So I was like, okay, it's like 12. You guys, what's up?
We're trying to go to bed. Okay.
And I was like, okay, no, just hang out.
Yeah.
So I hung out in the studio and we were just having fun with the engineer and whatever. And then they were like, okay, everybody's up. Great, let's get in the booth. They're like, but we're hungry. Vamos a agarrar pollo. Vamos a traer el pollo primero. Vamos a comer. Y después nos vamos a poner a grabar. And I was like, okay, guys, when are we going to play? But anyways, when we finally got in the booth, it was sparks. It was awesome.
That's so
and
great.
working with them was great.
And that song is just so tiny. Like, I still love that song to this day. I be because, like, Adassa's, like, your vocal range is just completely out of this world to me. And I definitely want to get more into a little bit about the music and stuff like that. So we're going to continue with that. But I also want to talk to you about Encanto, because the movie is out now. You play Dolores. Yes, I just watched the movie. We're going to take a quick little break. And when we get back, we're going to get to know a little bit more about Adassa and her music career, because I'm still shaking right now. You guys can't see it, but I'm sweating profusely under this shirt. And we're going to talk about...
It's glue. It covers up everything.
We're going to talk about Encanto, how she landed that role, and more. So make sure you guys stay tuned here on The Public Affair.
Listen up.
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this really fun episode of The Public Affair with the queen of reggaeton, Adassa. That's how I know her, okay? Before we continue with the episode, I definitely want to use this opportunity to give a shout out to just a few more sponsors of The Public Affair. This episode is brought to you by Elite Barbershop and my boy Sid Rodriguez, located on Hewitt Drive. You can download the Cut app or call the number on the screen to book. He's the reason why I look absolutely scrumptious on every single episode of The Public Affair. He takes walk-ins as well. He also has Marcus Guerrero, Chris Reyes, Santos Cordova, David Rodriguez, and Isaac Chavez over there making you look super duper snackish. Thank you so much to Sid Rodriguez for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Of course, the Banda's hauling service with Julian and Ana Banda. They rent dump trailers. You fill it up and they haul it away. I feel like it's one of those things that you never feel like you're going to need until you actually need it. My dad needed tree branches removed from his town, and they went out there and did it. Julian is the GOAT. They also do haul cars in and out of town. So make sure you book now with the number on the screen to Banda's hauling service. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Ooh, of course, to J Petal and Poke with Junior Fuentes, Thomas Roberts, and the entire family. They provide delicious, savory Japanese crepes and poke bowls. They also have handcrafted hot Thai rolled ice cream for dessert. Choose from the menu or create your own, like I like to do, because I like to be in control. They're located on University Parks Drive and Hewitt Drive. You can order online at jpetaltx.com. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. Ooh, of course, to Embrace Fitness with Lisette Luna and Amanda Switzerland, making you over there look all snatched for this summer. They teach group fitness classes that are fun and dynamic, darling. They also specialize in total body workouts by X-Cola and by Jackie, and Zumba Steps classes are Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. You can also contact them to rent the building for parties and small events. Thank you, ladies, so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair with Embrace Fitness. And of course, to Lexus Auto Detail and Shine with my boy Alex and Griselda Benitez. Independently owned detail business. They take their time, but they do it right. I got to sit there they were in front of my apartment cleaning the car from head to toe, every single corner, and did an amazing job. You can set an appointment and they come to you. Contact them on the number on the screen to Lexus Auto Detail and Shine. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. All right, guys, we're going to get right back into it. I'm so shooken that we have Adassa here. Let's get back into The Public Affair. All right, guys, welcome back to this episode of The Public Affair. So before the break, we were just, still getting to a little bit. Listen, I've known Adassa for the longest time in regards to this music thing. I'm just so shooken up that she's here. You just got done talking about working with Rakimi Kenway on the song Suéltate and everything. And then you mentioned that there was other artists and stuff that, that you got to work with, and that was such a fun experience. So in regards to your career now, are you considered an independent artist, or are you signed, or how does that all work?
Well, right now, my husband and I have a record label. It's called Sky Urbano, and we do music for film and television. He still works for Warner Chappell Production Music.
Okay.
So when I technically I was retired for
Oh,
8
okay.
years.
Yeah.
The last thing I did was like a red carpet event.
Right.
But the last time I've been on stage was 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And so after that, we just completely dedicated ourselves to film and TV music and to having babies.
and you've got a lot of kids, and I can't.
7.
Girl, 7, and you look at you, amazing.
It's a crazy house, and it's filled with so much joy and laughter, and it's always loud, and it's amazing. It's so much
for sure.
fun.
Okay, so Sky Urbano is y'all's
Sky
music
Urbano
label.
is our label for TV and film music, and he's worked with Warner Chappell Production Music, doing everything. And so when you're listening to ABC, NBC, Fox Sports, I mean, anything out there, he's probably got a piece of music in it. And
I got you.
We were just doing that. And with Encanto, they got a hold of us because every time we have a baby, one of the easiest ways to get in shape is to think, I'm going to shoot a video.
Okay.
And so then I'm like, okay, I got to get in shape.
Yeah.
Got to get it tight and get it right.
Okay.
And so we shot this video after one of my kids, and it was called Porque ella y no yo.
Oh, okay.
Háblame claro.
Oh, yes.
Dime por qué acabó. Lo de nosotros fue más de una noche de simple pasión.
Yeah.
And it was a very like intimate, whispery tone.
That's on the Neo Reggaeton album, right?
Exactly. The Neo Reggaeton. Exactly. See, Andrew knows. That's what I'm telling you guys.
I'll be doing my homework, okay? That's why when I said I'm an Adassa fan, I'm an Adassa fan, okay?
And
like,
that was
honestly,
it.
when she wasn't on the radio anymore, I was still checking.
Yes,
I sure was.
There were times that you were like, hey, I was watching this telenovela, and I think that one of your musical pieces were on there.
Yeah.
And it was. And by the way, you helped us track that one because it hadn't come through our tracking.
Oh,
so
okay.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, you were like, where's our coin? Excuse us.
I know, excuse me. Hello, somebody owes me some green, please. You know you go pay me.
I didn't mean to snitch, all right? I'm just saying.
But thank you. He got the paperwork
Yes,
done.
all right, there you go. I'm going to need a cut, Adassa, right?
Seriously,
No, I'm
right?
kidding.
It's the Andrew cut.
Okay, I'm the secret
Why
security.
do you think I'm here right now? Like, I owe this man, okay?
This is, yeah, oh, wow, this is so great. I didn't know that. Thanks a lot, baby.
Yes, we caught that piece. And so we put up the video, and it wasn't like it had a lot of views. It had like maybe 300 views because we didn't put any promotion behind it. People didn't even know we had a record.
Right.
But one of those views was Grace Kim, which was the casting director assistant to Jamie Sparrow Roberts.
Okay.
And she's the casting director for Frozen, Wreck-It Ralph, Mean Girls, I mean, Raya and the Last Dragon, and of course, Encanto. I mean, we could be here all day if I was going to read her. IMDb is insane.
Yeah.
And she was my fairy godmother because since I was a little girl, I always wanted to do music and I wanted to do something with Disney.
For sure.
And the film that did it for me was The Little Mermaid.
Oh,
when
wow.
I watched it, I was like, I want to be part of that world. What would I give?
Yes.
I literally was like that.
You were Ariel. Yeah.
When I was totally Ariel. I was brown Ariel. Okay. Afro-Latina Ariel.
Ariela.
Ariela, sí, I was Ariela.
Yes.
And so they asked me if I would like to audition for an undisclosed film.
Okay.
And I was like, yes,
sure,
whatever.
okay.
I will be a butterfly.
Yeah. As long as you're in Disney, right?
I'm in Disney, that's
Even if you're the flower in the corner, it's whatever.
I don't care. I was the flower. Like, I would be the chicken. Tuduk is my hero. Like, he is amazing. And so when they gave me the opportunity to audition, and then they sent me over the sites to read.
Yeah.
And I thought this was it. Like, wow, I had the opportunity. And then I got a call back.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And in the callback, I was able to meet with Byron Howard and Jared Bush, Charisse Castro-Smith, and with Jamie Sparrow Roberts live. Yvette Merino, one of the producers of the film. Clark Spencer is the other producer, and it was an amazing experience.
Wow.
And I thought, hasta ahí llegó, tú sabes el sueño. And I was able to tell my family story. Actually, I was there, and I was like, hi, thank you so much. This is an amazing opportunity. By the way, can I tell you about my family? You know how we are. Los Latino. This is my mother, and this is my father, and this is my grandfather, and this is my grandmother, and look at them.
Do these people even realize, like, you're Adassa? Like, you had those hit singles in the past and such?
Well, obviously, part of that was that. I think they wanted to know, can she act? Because we know she can sing, you know?
Yeah.
And I've done stuff for radio.
Right.
Like, I was the voice of McDonald's for a few years, doing the McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
Encanta. That campaign.
That
was me. And I did stuff for Toyota and Secret, but I never did an animated film.
Right.
So they needed to see, can she act? Because a lot of the other people in the film are actors that can sing, but I'm a singer, and can she act?
Can she act? Okay,
and
I got you.
Honey, of course I can act.
Okay.
Hello, I have kids. I have to learn.
Act on the daily.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry you dropped your sandwich and somehow you're crying like the whole world's falling down. We have more meat in the fridge.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was an amazing experience. I told them about my family. I told them about my dad, my mother, and their struggles growing up, and my father being the man of the house, selling arepas door to door and bollo pan de bono, and then they were like, "Great, so are you gonna sing for us?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's where you got me, right?"
No problem. That part.
Let's do that.
Okay, yeah.
And so I thought that was it. You know what I mean? And then I ended up going to the hospital thinking I was pregnant.
Oh, okay.
Baby number 8, and my health took a turn for the worse.
Right.
I had COVID in January, and then in March it was like it literally took me to a point that I would get paralyzed.
Oh,
I
wow.
wouldn't be able to move anything but my mouth, and even that I would slur my words and stuff.
Oh, wow, that's okay.
So no, fue grueso.
Yeah.
Andrew, no, yo pensé que me iba a morir. I literally wrote out my will. I kissed all my kids.
Oh, wow, okay.
And during those times when I was barely starting to walk, barely starting to like hold things.
Yeah.
Jamie Sparrow Roberts herself called me and she said, "You got the role.
Oh, okay.
You are Dolores." And I was like,
wow.
And my husband was like, "Baby, we need to turn this down.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You can't."
Because you're in the hospital. Like you're
I literally I actually signed myself out. And I told them, I was like, "I'd rather die at home. I cannot be in this hospital without my children." And I went to 2 different hospitals, and the neurologist told me, with COVID, there's so many unknowns. The repercussions of what's happening to everybody is different.
Yeah.
And somehow it's affecting your neurological system.
Right.
And there's nothing we could do except run more tests. And I was like, déjame ir pa mi casa.
Yeah, just go into the house. Okay.
I want to go home with my kids.
Right.
And so during that time when I was just learning what is triggering it, I mean, I started fasting and then adding little things. What would do it? What would make it worse? What would make it better?
Right.
That's when she calls. And so I was like, I told them, I told my husband, "You call him if I'm dead."
You're taking this role. Wow, that's what you call commitment too, though, girl. Because definitely.
But then I didn't know how I was going to get it done, Andrew. I didn't know how I was going to get it done.
Girl, let me tell you something. When I broke this foot, it's not the same as COVID.
Oh,
but the doctor's like, "You're not going to be able to do nothing for 4 months." I was like, "I got a show to do. Thank you." Okay, right, Allison. I was up here crutching. Okay, screw that. Yeah,
this is Andrew.
My foot was on the show for 100 times. I was like, "Okay, I'm hiding it right now." But no, that's so great.
You wear the boot with pride, though. But you look good.
Thank you. I try. I have to. And now I can walk regularly. He still wants me to wear the boot, but I'd be strutting. Like, you never know who's watching Adassa. You know what I mean?
You don't know. You don't know.
Yes, but you know what? Do you feel like that maybe this might be like a little like spiritual, if you will? Do you feel like you had a purpose? Like that's why it wasn't your time to go? So, like you have to play Dolores in Encanto. Like, you know what I mean?
I didn't know that it was going to be this much of an impact, honestly.
Right.
Because I didn't understand how much everybody out there needed it,
right.
and I didn't understand how much I needed it, and even my family, because what this film does, it makes you start asking questions about family, about those Brunos that we all have. Because we all got skeletons in our closet. You know those stories that your grandma's like, no, yo te digo al rato, te cuento al rato, it's okay. Look, aquí hay comidita, come sit down, cómete el arrocito con pollo. But grandma, I was asking about something. No, you want another?
That's my parents.
It's fine. So, and we finally started having those conversations that we don't usually, really getting to know ourselves in a deeper way. And I think that a lot of people really see themselves reflected in each of these characters. And there's 12 main characters. When they told me, they were like, there's 12 principal characters. I'm like, how is that possible?
How is that? Yeah, I wondered until I saw the movie.
I'm like, how can you do this? And Stephanie Beatriz, let me tell you, she is an amazing, dynamic actress.
Okay.
She can sing, she can move you with her voice, and she's so passionate. And Wilmer Valderrama, working with him, John Leguizamo, amazing.
John Leguizamo.
Each one of us has a certain essence and a certain way to perform. And the way that this casting was done is that none of our voices are alike, none of our personalities are alike, yet we form characters in a family that we really truly feel like family.
Absolutely.
And each one of us that is watching can say, I'm the Isabela. I'm the one that I feel like everything has to be so perfect that I need to meet these standards of my parents, and you have all of that guilt that comes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then some people are like, I don't even know what my gift is, and everybody in my family is so talented, and who the heck am I supposed to be? But whatever, I'm doing what I can.
Yeah.
Or like Dolores, that they're the ones that hear everything and they're on top of everything, and you want to make sure everybody's good.
Yeah, for sure.
Or Luisa, you have to be so strong, but inside you have this vulnerability that you're just like, can I just cry for a moment and nobody watch me right now? Can I just not?
Her character really struck me the most. I will say Luisa. Yeah, because like she has like this tough exterior and everything, and then to know that she was just breaking down inside, like a lot of people don't really realize that's behind the scenes, you know.
Pressure like a drip, drip, drip.
Yeah, that was my jam. I know everybody's don't talk about Bruno, but that song that you just, that was like, really? Oh, I'm digging this one. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness, it's amazing. The lyrics in that song.
I was gonna say, because you do play Dolores, okay, and so you were great casting, by the way, and you
Jamie, I love you. You're my fairy godmother. I love you so much.
That woman has an eye for it because you look just like her. And so, you know, how much of that character would you say relates to who Adassa is?
Especially after COVID and being sick and everything. I had to talk to my kids very hushed. And you know I'm loud. You've known me. Yeah,
I was going to say, yeah.
I've had to tone it because I had to change even the way that I behaved because my energy was different and everything. So I had to talk to my kids and I was like, por favor, lleva los platos a la mesa. Yeah. You know, can you please take your shoes? Thank you so much. I love you so much. Can you give me a hug? And that's how I spoke to my kids for 3 weeks in preparation to get to the booth.
For the movie, yeah. Because she is very soft-spoken.
She's very soft-spoken. But I didn't know that's what they wanted. That was the only way I could talk.
Right.
And so when I got into the booth and my strength was fully back up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so ready to do this. And then they were like, so what we're thinking for Dolores is that she's more soft-spoken.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, good, because that's really all I can do.
Well, and that's crazy too, because she's you know, like she hears everything, so she wants to say everything, and you would think that that's the loudmouth. You know what I mean? So it struck me like when I saw the movie for the first time and saw that she was soft spoken, I was like, how did Adassa do this? Because Adassa got them pipes.
I know.
I don't know how
literally
she did it.
was my survival instincts of what had happened for 3 weeks and the way that I had to behave during those 3 weeks.
For sure.
That I was like, I could go there. And then the whole time I was just like, and if they don't like it, you know,
that's what it is. Yeah,
okay.
At least you can say you tried.
This is what I can do. This is my interpretation of the character.
For sure.
And they liked it.
Yeah,
so,
it was amazing.
Like whenever I have to say like a line, like where she says, the only one worried about the magic is you and the rats talking in the walls. Oh, and Luisa, I heard her eye twitching all night.
Yes, I was like, that's not Adassa. There's no way. Okay. That's chilling, isn't it? That's chilling because I just saw that. Yeah. What was your favorite song to perform on Encanto?
Oh my goodness. It was both We Don't Talk About Bruno and All of You, because we all had a certain way that we were singing, and because me and Adele and Grandma had finally made that bond
for sure.
to reconnect. But in We Don't Talk About Bruno, what I loved about it is that the essence of Lin-Manuel is so, oh my gosh, it's so strong.
Yeah, for sure.
That little bit of what he did in Hamilton came to that role. Yeah. And because you know that guy can rap, okay? Hello. Only Lin-Manuel can be a monkey in a film and you're freaking like, yes, Vivo, you killing it, Vivo.
Darling.
He was incredible. And so when I heard him, and the demo was Lin-Manuel on Lin-Manuel with Lin-Manuel on top.
Okay.
It was him doing everything.
Got you.
And I was like, okay, I see where he's going with it.
Right.
But then after working with the directors and everything was very soft spoken.
Right.
He wants 5 babies. You know, and everything's like, Abuela says it's time.
Right.
After that, I didn't think she would be like, good to live in fear of Bruno stuttering and stumbling. I was like, that is not what she would do.
Yeah, because you did it really. Can you do it? Can you do it for us? Are you allowed to? Yes.
So when I was in the booth with him, I was like, okay, I hope I don't get fired. But that was my first thought. But I was like, you know, I'm really feeling that because she's such a soft-spoken character, she wouldn't sing it an octave higher.
Right.
Because that's where everybody else was singing.
Right.
I think she would go, good to live in fear of Bruno stuttering or stumbling. I can always hear him start muttering and mumbling. I associate him with the sound of falling sand. Shh, shh, shh. It's a heavy lift with the gift so humbling. Always lift up and the family fumbling, grappling with prophecies they couldn't understand. Do you understand?
Yes. Gosh. I've got chills on Adassa. Yes.
And that's what you see on my TikTok on Adassa Official. That was the shot. That was the first time I performed it. And that's the one where he was like,
he liked it.
That was it.
That was it. Okay.
That was it.
And I think, you know what? I actually saw a reel on social media the other day where everybody really liked that part of the song. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it was gone viral. And I did too.
They've done it with Doja Cat in the background. I'm like, yo, that sounds so good.
Yes. You know, that is so great. Gosh, you know, Adassa, I know you're limited on time here, but there's just a couple things I just want to touch base on, please. You know, do you feel like you're inspiring a whole generation, a different generation of people doing this movie and such? Because obviously, like I followed your music career 15 years ago, 20 years ago. You know what I mean? And now we're talking about a whole new generation of kids and stuff. Do you feel like there's a big pressure in inspiring a different generation of people now?
There's no pressure. pressure. It's all joy.
Yes.
I'm telling you. Number one, just surviving everything that I have and being able to be here in this day to share the joy of Encanto and also my past career. It's actually beautiful because today, especially here,
For sure.
I mean, in Waco, I've had people come with their kids and they're like, here's your record. I still have it. And by the way, my daughter loves your song.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like I get to have fun with the parents and we're singing Kama Sutra o La Manera o Detrás. And then I'm turning around and singing with the little kids and going, you talk so loud. You take care of your mother and you make her proud. You know, it's
crazy.
beautiful. I get to share on both generations.
That's awesome.
And so it's lovely to be able to unite all of my musical career and be able to do it in a film that inspires so many. And now kids can look at themselves and see themselves reflected in these characters and say, there's a place for me in this industry. It's not like when I was starting off and a mí me vieron casi como una loca. Like, what? Una colombiana haciendo reggaeton? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh yeah, Karol G. And I'm like, J Balvin, that was easy. You know how long it took me to break that wall down?
Do you think you paved the way for artists like that?
I think so.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's paved in blood. I'm not joking.
Oh, wow.
But when you love it, you don't quit.
I got you.
And even though there were times where I felt like there is no place for me in reggaeton, like, dang it, as much as I love this music, I just felt like, you know what, if there's only one person that I'm able to touch with my music, then that's the person I'm going to play for. Because for me, I could not help but make this music.
Right.
And this is my music.
That's your
and
music,
this
girl.
is what I feel. And so sometimes, this goes out for everybody doing art. You need to understand that people are not going to love you from the get-go. Sometimes it doesn't happen that easy. If it happens for you, great. And be ready for the spank because it always happens too. You can be doing what you love and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, now they don't love me anymore. So who am I? No, you keep doing what you're doing because if it was good for them back then, it's going to be good for them later on. Tides change. So what I love about doing the music that I did, I never did it expecting an outcome, expecting for people to love it. I did it because this was me.
Yeah.
And now that tables have turned and who I was then is what people are embracing now.
Yeah, for
it
sure.
still didn't stop me from doing it all those years ago.
Of course
and I
not.
still had a lot of people just like you who loved it.
Oof.
You know,
Okay.
so
Timeless,
it's
darling.
beautiful.
Timeless.
Thank you, sweetie.
You know,
oh my gosh.
I was going to say, so, I mean, is there any more music for you in the future? Is there any current artist that you would love to maybe work with and such?
Oh my goodness. There is The Weeknd. I think he's awesome.
Oh, you guys would make a great
Camilo.
Camilo.
Oh my goodness. Este colombiano de verdad que está rompiendo barreras. He's done stuff in like norteño music. He doesn't care. Like he is just like how I was.
Yes.
Like he just makes great music with amazing lyrics. He has an incredible look. I mean, his beautiful family.
For sure, yeah.
And, oh my gosh.
Definitely.
I love him. I love him so much.
Yeah. You know Frankie J, don't you?
Of course.
You know that's like one of my favorite singers in the whole world. You have to tell him,
Frankie
tell him,
J.
hey, I did The Public Affair. It's not that bad.
Let him
I've been
know.
trying to get Frankie J since episode 1, girl. Okay.
Oh my gosh,
I think I scared him.
There's no way.
No, I know.
He's got to do a Public Affair.
You know what? Like I always like he was my favorite singer. Shakira, Adassa, of course.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yes.
Ayer conocí. Who wasn't doing it? Who was always trying to make that noise? I love her.
No, listen. So just when you talk to Frankie J, just be like, no.
I'll catch him in an award show and be like, hey, come here real quick.
You know, Andrew, he was cool.
I gotta tell you about the Public Affair.
Adassa, no, honestly, this has been a monumental moment for me, and it should all go without. Like, I am so grateful that you even took the time. I know you're on a time crunch, like we got to wrap it up, but I'm so grateful that you took the time out of your schedule. I mean, this was not planned. You saw me at the con. You acted, we embraced each other.
Oh, I saw him. I was like, Andrew. I think everybody else around was like, is this your brother? I'm like,
no, the people
dude.
behind me, because I knew some people, they were like, you know her? I was like, this is our first time actually meeting,
in person, but I feel like I've known him forever. You know what? To be able to see you, how you have dreamt a dream. And let me tell you guys, you need to understand, this man had a dream and he made it a reality. And it has not come easy because you see him here as joyful and as vivacious as he is. He has had to claw his way and make it happen. And for anybody out there thinking that, oh, I have a dream and it's going to come true and it's going to be fabulous and everybody's going to love me and I'm going to get the first role that I get when I come out the get-go. No, it's not. This takes work and determination. But anything worth doing is going to be hard. So don't expect it to be easy. And if it comes easy, al ratito, in a little while, you're going to know, oh boy, it wasn't so easy.
Wasn't.
So get ready for it. And just don't give up on what you love to do.
Thank
Look at
you,
Andrew G.
Adassa. Oh,
He's
wow.
making it happen. And I'm here because he's Andrew. Yeah. To me, I don't even put the G. He's just Andrew.
Okay. Wow. Think that is touching. I'm gonna cry. I'm trying not to cry on the show. Okay. Just because my makeup. Anyway, I don't. No. Okay. Wow. Before we wrap up, okay. So can we expect some more? I mean, Encanto. First of all, congratulations on the role. The movie is a hit. I watched it for the first time today. Like I said,
can you believe?
It's great.
We're Golden Globe winners.
Yes.
We have won an Oscar.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm gonna be on American Idol May 1st.
Oh wow.
Can you believe
That's
this?
awesome.
We're gonna be doing We Don't Talk About Bruno.
Okay.
With the finalists that are gonna be there.
Yes.
Camilo, which is played by Renzi Feliz. He's gonna be doing it as well. So we're gonna be singing our part along with the cast.
Great.
We're so excited.
So with that being said, can we expect some more? I mean, so Tu Traición is out right now. Did you re-release that single?
We did.
Okay,
now we did it in a Tejano Internacional
so
version.
Amazing.
So
I love it.
My new album's coming out and whenever I get home and I can record this album. But it should be out in about anywhere like between 30 and 60 days, the whole album. And I am doing it at Tejano Internacional, which is mixing reggaeton with my husband. He's Mexican-Italian.
Yes.
But his roots are so deep here in Houston, Texas. He worked with A.B. Quintanilla. He's worked with Fama, La Fiebre. He's worked with Juan P. Moreno. He's worked with Elida Yavante. So we are mixing our musical styles now.
For sure.
And he's bringing all that Tejano and I'm bringing the international, and we're just making a fusion and having fun.
Can we expect any collaborations on the album, or
we're gonna have collabos. Yes.
Well, I am really, really excited to see what you've got coming up. Again, I know we do have to wrap up because you got to get going, but I just really want to thank you again for the opportunity for coming onto the Public Affair. Honestly, Adassa, this is a moment that I'm going to cherish for the rest of my life. You know, and I just want to say too, she's not one of those like stuck up Hollywood
I called him up from the con. I was like, I'm not going to take a car service because I don't have a lot of time and we need to catch up. So you going to pick me up?
I was right. I called Allison. I said, we got to go now. Now. Okay. I'm
serious. I told my agent, Sarah, Sarah Doe, that she's amazing.
Yeah, shout out to Sarah.
Sarah is incredible.
Yes.
And she's been bringing me into this world of Comic Cons, and I love it. I connect with people on such a deep level.
Sure.
And that's what I wanted to do with you, Andrew. I'm only here for a couple of days, literally less than 48 hours. And I wanted to catch up. And how better than the ride here, which we didn't have many minutes, but we had enough.
It was so great. And, you know, I'm really happy that you trusted me to pick you up because...
Yeah, because then if that would be like, we're just going to lock you up.
We had to go through that alley in downtown Wade, and I was scared. I was like, she probably thinks that, you know, the alley. Okay. No, Adassa, thank you. Honestly, thank you so much.
And for everybody for supporting the Public Affair. Andrew G has so much insight. And honestly, his aura is amazing. And I cannot wait for more people to enjoy of this incredible show.
Oh, wow. That means the galaxy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. To everybody who watched this episode of The Public Affair, thank you guys again so much for all your support. I truly appreciate it. Unfortunately, Adassa does have to get going. She's a busy woman, darling. Okay. New album will be out in a few months. It sounds like.
Couple months.
I can't wait. Before we wrap up, I definitely want to give a shout out just to a few more sponsors of this episode of The Public Affair. This episode is brought to you by Soko Soccer Academy with Dominic Gutierrez and Ariana Gutierrez, who are the big reason for my weight loss. Adassa, I'm snatched like that. Thank you so much. I mean, over 60 pounds. Over 60 pounds because of Soko Soccer Academy.
Works, people.
It does. You got to work out. Located at 3304 Franklin Drive, they offer team, small group, and individual skills training. They also have elite skills training to make your kid a superb star athlete. They also have open play on Mondays and Wednesdays for ages 16 and older at 8:30 p.m. with Morrow. My friend Morrow, I call him Silly Buns because he's like an aggressive young guy, but not young, but like little guy, and he's just aggressive, so I call him Silly Buns. And it's only $5 to play. Make sure you follow on Facebook at Soko Soccer Academy and on Instagram at Soko Soccer 254. To Dominic and Ariana Gutierrez, thank you guys so much for all that you do for me. Of course, the Pollo Box and Audio, my boy Jeffrey Monreal, home for all your LED needs and auto accessories. He also focuses on installation of stereos, door speakers, and audio systems, and he builds custom subwoofer enclosures and much more. All that stuff in my car is from Jeffrey Monreal.
Wow.
With Pollo Box and Audio, the cute radio and all that was him. Okay, he's your one-stop shop to get everything done in one roof. To Jeffrey Monreal, thank you so much for sponsoring this episode of The Public Affair. And to my next sponsor, Junior Banda with Fat Boy Michelada and Botana. Adassa, you got to try it, girl, while you're here. I got to get it for you, okay? He provides the best Michelada and Botana plates for yourself or for a party. He has a menu of tons of different items, including botana bowls, chamoy pickles, and more. Oh, they're so good. Okay, let me know. I got you, girl. He's locally operated, so make sure you get the best and not the rest. Follow on Facebook and Instagram at Fatboy Michelada y Botana and place your order now. To Junior Banda. He's like one of the biggest supporters of The Public Affair. I truly appreciate that guy. Thank you so much for sponsoring this episode. To everybody who watched, thank you guys again so much. I've got more of The Public Affair on the way. To the queen, Adassa, thank you so much. Encanto is out now. Make sure you guys go check it out. And her album will be out in just a few. Name for the album? Or are we not doing that yet?
We're not doing it.
Okay, we're not doing that yet. She didn't give me the exclusive.
But in less than 60 days, and you can follow it on Spotify at Adassa Official, and also on my Twitter. Please go on there. And I'm always doing lives on my TikTok, and I'm on Cameo as well. So if you want some shout outs or birthday wishes, I love to connect.
Awesome.
So, Adassa Official.
Yes. All right. We'll put the link on the screen and in the bio. Everybody go check it out. And don't forget, darling, to always keep it between us. Thank you for making the time. I mean, straight from the con to here. I really appreciate it. I mean, you're still in costume and everything.
I just have a jacket and top.
That's okay. I am just so grateful that you even made the time to come onto this show. Like, and it really means a lot to me.
Well,
honestly.
I have to tell the story for all of you that don't know about Andrew here, because Andrew and I have been friends, and it's been one of those fan friends, which became friend friends.
Friend friends, yeah.
Now for years, since I released Kama Sutra back in 2004, 2005. So I knew Andrew when he had the dream of being on radio. Then he got on radio, and now he has the public affair, which is blowing up. And I mean, come on, you are a natural. I'm serious. Wow. After that intro with all of your sponsors, I both want to buy a house and go to eat.
Yes.
Like, it's perfect.
We're winning. Wow, that really means a lot coming from you, honestly. And it's like you said, since 2005, I remember seeing the video for Kama Sutra. I remember hearing the song, and I was like, ooh, I like what she's got going on, you know? La Manera, when your second album came out. La Manera que me mira. La manera que me toca. Me dejas saber que soy la dueña de tu cuerpo. Nadie más me besará contra tu. Girl, that was on repeat. I used to act like I could do the high parts.
Oh my gosh.
I can't do it.
Baby, it's the way that you love me, the way that you care, that makes me fall for you.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.
Are you a podcaster? Let's talk podcast hosting. Are you tired of your current podcast host? Need real support in a community that gets it? At Rogue Media Network, we offer top-tier podcast hosting services to help you thrive. From hosting and distribution to dedicated support, we've got you covered. Starting as low as $25 a month. Join our community of passionate podcasters today. Contact us at hello@roguemedianetwork.com.